Hey, Shalom. Kahala, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Waha, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, great millstone. Peace and blessings to Yakin pushing his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is Amathia from the GMS Dallas camp, and wanted to go into a quick lesson. Lord willing, this will be edifying. All right. And I want to go into the second coming of the days of Noah. All right. The second coming of the days of Noah. This is Second Peter 2. All right. Verse 2. Second Peter 2, start at verse 5. All right. And it reads, I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "For if Yahweh spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, delivered them into chains of darkness to reserve unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah and the 8 persons, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly." All right. So the Lord basically set aside and did what? He destroyed all life on earth. Okay. Except the beings and the beasts that were upon what? The ark. Okay. And this was the old world. This is what happened during the time of Noah when the earth basically had a great reset, as they try to say, this is a great reset here, the Esau be saying, but this is the true reset that happened upon the earth. And you had 8 souls who came out of that and was delivered. You had Noah, you had his wife, and you had his 3 sons and their children. All right. And like I say, that is the resemblance or of the elect that will happen today, because there wasn't that many souls on earth at that time. Like we just read, he spared not the angels that sin. And who were the angels that was upon the earth that sin? All right. Some of the angels are still in like you say, in chains today, this flesh. All right. Because you got to think we was before time, we was at the beginning, right? Through the spirit. Okay. Now, when you look at this, and it says 8 persons, a preacher of righteousness, that was Noah. If it wasn't for Noah, like you say, if through Noah, his sons and his sons' wives were saved, because the righteousness of Noah. All right, and that's what's going to happen through the second coming of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It's going to be the men of the Lord, the elect, and you're going to have, as it says in First Timothy 2, that it's going to be women saved in childbearing. All right, and that's around the 15th verse. But and Noah, like I said, he was a preacher of righteousness. Noah preached for how long? Let's see here. This is Genesis 6. Genesis 6 and 3, it says, "And Yahweh said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet the days shall be 120 years." So the Lord told Noah there was going to be 120 years. So what Noah did, he went and started prophesying. He started what? Building the ark. All right. He started prepping, getting prepared for the coming of the flood, as we're getting prepared for the coming of the day of the Lord. As it says, the day of the Lord is going to be darkness and not light. All right. And this is, so if you ain't have these pulpit preachers and everything prepping you for the day of the Lord, then what are they prepping you for? What is gonna, what are they prepping you for? Because things are finna come, and it's gonna be a very, very destructive, very, very destructive. What I want to get into, a very destructive time that's coming upon the earth. A very, very destructive time. All right. This is Amos 9, verse 8. It says, Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon a sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. Now, when you go into that, he's going to destroy the sinful kingdom. What is the sinful kingdom on earth today? Babylon the Great. He's going to destroy it, but save Jake. That's why when you have these other Israelites that or just people, hey, y'all need to get out of America. If that's the case, no. The Lord said, "Watch and pray. Sit upon your watch." This is what we're doing, and we're watching to let you know that the day of the Lord is coming, and it's gonna come and destroy the sinful kingdom. But the elect of Israel, you so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, will be delivered from the destruction that's coming upon the earth. All right, and Israel goes back to who? Noah. All right, the 8 beings that was on the that we just went into, the 8 beings that were on the ark. All right, which was the three sons and the wives, along with Noah and his wife. Then you have, like you say, we go through, and then who was that? Shem, Ham, and Japheth were the three sons. All right. And Genesis 5 and 6 kind of breaks down the lineage. All right, let's get the lineage real quick. All right. This is Genesis 5, because, like you say, the coming of the days of Noah, we want to kind of know who will be delivered and who's not going to be delivered. All right. It says, Genesis 5, it says, the book of the generations of Adam. All right. And it's 5 and 1. The book of the generations of Adam in the day, I'm just reading verbatim. The day that God created man. All right. And in the likeness, all right, of God made him, male and female created he them, and blessed them and called their name Adam in the day when they were created. All right. So he called their name Adam. So who were the Adam? Who were Adam and them? Because you got to think, the Lord said he breath life. First, he created man. All right, we go back to Genesis 1, around the 20 some verse, and then 27, 25th verse. And then what? He basically breathed life into man. That's what he did. So that breath of life was what? That wisdom and knowledge and understanding, as we read about in Isaiah 33 to 6. All right. Read about it in Proverbs 2, 1 through 3. All right. Like what do it say in Proverbs? It says, "Keep the commandment, listen to get wisdom first, then apply." Roughly paraphrasing. So through this line, all right, through Adam, and then like you say, through that bloodline came what? The flood. All right, and I'm gonna go down to let me go down a little further here. All right, and it says, let's lock here. It says, and Enoch 60 and 5 years, this is verse 21, and begat Methuselah. And Enoch walked with, I'm gonna say a verbatim, God after he begat Methuselah 300 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch was 360 years and 60 and 5 years. And Enoch walked with God, with the Most High Yahweh. All right, and it says, and he was not, for Yahweh took him. And Methuselah lived 987 years, and begot Lamech. And through the scriptures, Methuselah was the oldest person that was on, that we see that basically give their age. And so Methuselah lived and begot Lamech 782 years, and begat the sons and daughters. All right, now it's another Lamech in verse 4, because you didn't have a lot of names out there like we do now. And his name was Lamech in chapter 4, but he was through the lineage of Cain. All right. So we thought this is the lineage who walked with God, was the lineage through Adam and Seth. Cain slew Abel, and then they brought out another seed, which was Seth, which the Lord carried his that wisdom, that breath throughout. Okay, and along came who? Noah, that we're finna get into. All right, and it says, and Lamech lived 180 years and 82 years and begot a son and called his name Noah, saying, the same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil to our hands because of the ground which the Lord has cursed. All right. And Noah, right? It says Noah was, what did that say? The comfort. All right. Noah was, Noah mean rest. All right. Noach. Matter of fact, let's get it real quick. Noah. All right. Strong's H 5146. Noach. Knock. 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 All right. That's Noach. That's na wa, and that's ka. And you basically, when it's at the end, you turn it around and it's Noach. All right. So what that is? Rest. All right. Son of Lamech, father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, builder of the ark, which saved his family from the destruction of the world, which the Most High sent on the world by the flood, became a new seminal head of mankind because his family were the only survivors of the flood. All right. So doing all this turmoil and everything that was happening, all the death and destruction that the Lord had brought upon the earth, he used Noah for the place of what? To build a place of rest. And Noah's name goes into the place of rest. All right. So, like I said, Noah, blameless. All right. The son. And this is his lineage, right? He was a ninth descendant of Adam. All right. So it says, and Noah was 500 years, and Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And through Shem, Ham, and Japheth became, you had the other nation, the nations derived from. All right. And it, but like you say, the blessing of the Lord or the Lord's people goes through a certain lineage. Like I said, it went through Noah, and then from Noah, where did it go through? It went through Shem. All right. So what happened during the days of Noah? Let's get back into it. Let's go to verse 6. It says, in verse 6 and 1, it says, and it came to pass, all right, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took wives at all which they chose. Now, I wanted to bring this out because, as we mentioned we got into verse 3, he preached for 120 years, but as he preaching, the men, like you say, now the Lord wanted us to basically dwell amongst our people, the ones that got the breath blew put into them through that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High. Okay, and the Elohim, the angels. But just like what Solomon did, all other kings before us, they started seeing the other nations or the other the sons of men, the daughters of man, and they started going into them. They started having sex with them, marry them, joining, joining into one with them, and basically they started listening to their philosophies and ways. Same thing that happened in Genesis 3 with the serpent and Eve. And Eve brought the philosophy to her husband to bring a downfall to a man. A woman is a good source to help soften that man up to basically give in. And this is what happened. So when that happened, let's see what the Lord said after we started choosing these wives and started doing shit, excuse my language, other stuff, and not the ways of the Spirit of the Lord. All right, verse 3. It says, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. This is the chains, okay? These are the chains of darkness that we're in, all right? The flesh. And we go off through the flesh, all right? It's carnal. Let's keep going. Yet his days shall be 120 years. And we just read that earlier, and that's when it goes into Noah. All right. Noah and him preaching, because the Lord saw men going off. He prepared what? Noah to build the ark to keep us from keeping some life in the election. It was an election, right? And this is the same thing that's coming again. All right. And to get that example, let's go ahead and get this here. All right. Because we kind of know that the Lord came in and did the destruction and saved who? The eight beings. This is Matthew 24 and 37. That's what I want to do. I want to get here. It reads Matthew 24 and 37, but as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of man, the coming of the Son of Man be. All right. 38. For as in the days they were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Because you got to think, it was no rain during those times. It was you got the dew that came up from the ground, and now you having this man build this ship, telling you and preaching for all these years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 100 years, all the way up to 120, around that time right there. And you seeing them just building this huge ark, and you just like, man, what are you talking about? And next thing you know, the flood came. All right. Verse 39, it says, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. They did not know. They was partying and chilling, just like today. We going out to clubs and what we're gonna do. You don't prep for the Lord or prep for the day of the Lord. These stupid niggas out here preparing for a Friday night. What can we go and hang out, or what can we get to drinking? Let's go find some women. Things that been going on years and years. Are we saying something wrong with it? When that's the only thing you think about, yes, it is. All right, because this is not the time. It is a time and a place for everything, right? And it's nothing new under the sun. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna jump right back to this. All right, what I wanted to get here. Okay, I think okay. This is Ecclesiastes 1. All right. It says 1 and 9. It says, the things that hath been, it is that which shall be, and there which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. So these things that's happening, it's nothing new. It's nothing new under the sun. And what we're seeing through the days of Noah, when everybody's eating, partying, and not thinking about preparing their souls for the day of the Lord, you're setting yourselves up for destruction, right? And the Lord, He's a merciful God. That's why we're going to be delivered through mercy. Lord willing, I'm a part of that number. And because we believe, we know. All right. And like it says, what is the Proverbs 24? Just man falleth 7 times, but gonna get back up. But if you falling and just dwelling in your wickedness and your slumber, you're not. The Lord is gonna leave you there and gonna pour. Basically, it's gonna be gasoline and lit match that's gonna hit you. But it's gonna be much more worse than that, right? Because we're at that. We're going into the third woe. All right. So it says, verse 39, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall the coming of the Son of Man be. so shall the coming of the Son of Man will be. It's going to be this way. This is going to be a pure destruction that's going to come upon the earth. All right. And and like I say, this is the coming of the second coming of the days of Noah. Right. What I want to get here. This is Hebrews 11. All right. It says, and this is what we have, and this is what Noah had. All right. This is what Isaac had. This is what all our forefathers had right here. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. All right. I want to go on down here. It says, verse 7, it says, by faith being warned. We've been warned. Okay. We have the watchman. All right. The Lord says, sigh and cry. You have all the way going to Abba Bivens to our apostles. Okay. From Apostle Tahar, Apostle Kabar, Apostle Rakat, Apostle Ramla, on down, okay, to our elders, all right, on down to the last brother here in GMS. You know, we all are having that faith through the Spirit, okay, and we're being warned, and we're actually out blowing the trumpets, warning our people in other nations because we're supposed to let everybody hear because we could be throughout the four corners of the earth. We're scattered, all right. So it says, by faith, being warned by Yahweh of things not seen as yet, move with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. So he believed that he actually was delivered for what was coming. And what is coming upon planet Earth? All right, the day of the Lord. Okay, this is Revelations 11 and 14. It says, the second war is past, and behold, the third wolf coming quickly. And woe is going into destruction. If you look at the destruction that's coming, or the destruction that's already passed, what are the three biggest destructions or the three things that caused death upon the earth that happened, which was basically the same event? That was that was what? That was actually the world wars. Okay, you had World War One, you had World War Two. All right, you had all these different wars. So hey, the thing is, the day of the Lord is coming, and we'll end off on that. All right, I want to go before we do that. This is Isaiah 45 and 7. It says, I form the light, I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So the Lord, he does these things. And the second coming is what the Lord is going to bring forth. And it's going to be death and destruction. All right. Death and destruction is coming when the day of the Lord hits. All right. And what does it say? The day of the Lord is going to be darkness and not light. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull that too. All right. So bear with me. I was actually, well, I was in that. I went to Amos 9, so I want to go to Amos 5 and 18. This is I ended off on here. This is Amos 5 and verse 18. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. All right. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, with and no brightness in it? So the things that are coming we have to prep for, just like Noah did, because it's going to be the second coming. All right, the second coming of the days of Noah, and it's going to be the Lord who's going to be that's going to bring forth destruction, and it's going to start off with famine, pestilence. All this is going to happen in a moment's notice, and then you're going to have that, like you say, the MOTB is going to be brought forth. You can have World War III, like you say that, and like you say, read in Revelations 11. And even Revelation 12, Esau is going to come down having great wrath, knowing but he's having a short time. What is that? Revelation 12 and 12. So we have to prepare for the day of the Lord. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Waha, Rachak, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone. Peace and blessings to Yah in pushing his word and truth and sincerity. Shalom.